Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Cinderella phenomenon in Waltz's route. And we're in chapter 9, so we're kind of at the end. So there's probably going to be a lot of shit going on in this chapter because we're going to fight. Girl fight. Have a witch fight. We're going to fight the witch, and blah, blah, blah. And then we get our chapter 10, which is our good ending chapter, and, whatnot. So, and then we go back through and we do the bad ending. So, another part or two, probably 2 parts, I would say. We'll see how far we get in this one. So anyway, there's so many people here. They have no idea that this seemingly harmless speech will be the start of their nightmares. I've been fiddling with my fingers since we got here, my nerves slowly taking over me. There's so many nights. I pull down the hood of my cloak to make sure that my face is concealed from them. Walt suddenly reaches out to take my hand. He raises it to his lips. Ah! Waltz, you're so pretty. I just want to stroke your beautiful face. Waltz looks at me with a gentle smile. Don't worry. I won't let anything happen to you. I'm not worried about myself. I'm more worried about the people's safety. And as well as our friends. I'll not forgive myself if something bad happens to them. Stop, Bird. You can't eat my headset cord. You're not the only one responsible for protecting everyone here. Remember that I'll always share your burden, Spacey. Oh, I know. I look up at him and smile. Thank you. I've told you so many times that I would do anything for you, Spacey. I feel the same way. Waltz wraps his arms around my waist and draws me closer to him. Waltz takes my hand and plants a kiss on my fingers. You worry too much, Princess. How I wish I could share your optimism. And his casualness. How does he manage to act like this in front of so many people and at so dire a time? The king is here! I was like, the king's dead. Oh, right, they're talking about Alcester. I was like, the king is motherfucking dead, bitch. Boo! He's not the king. A woman announces the king's presence, and Waltz and I immediately turn our attention to the stage. He takes a step away from me, arms at his side, expression suddenly stoic. Alcester walks to the center of the platform with a triumphant smile. What, Bird? What? You're making that noise. You're making that noise like the spider's back. Stop it. Stop it. Good day, my loyal subjects. I don't know if that's his voice. Remember, fuck it. Everyone goes silent at the sound of his voice. I know that much has happened in our kingdom since the late King Gennaro passed away. We're still exerting our efforts to find the king's murderer, his very own daughter. Rest assured that justice shall find this criminal, even if she is our own princess. Anyone who's able to surrender her to the palace will be rewarded handsomely. You don't care if she's returned. You're an evil bastard. Members of the crowd begin to chatter amongst each other. It hurts that people believe him, but I can't say I blame them. As your king, I'll do everything in my power to make sure that the kingdom flourishes under my rule. My, what a sight. Even after all these years, you humans never change. That voice. I frantically look around for her, but though her voice echoes around us, she's nowhere to be seen. Where is she hiding? The crowd grows restless at the sound of her voice. Many try to search for her with their eyes. You lot are nothing but manipulative, lying rodents, and yet you call us witches the wicked ones. A bright light fades into existence right beside Alcester. A silhouette emerges from the light, and suddenly I can see her in all her wicked glory. My mother, the witch who killed my father. Mithras stands behind her. Mithras is the one that did that power, you know it was, right? She's here. Her sudden appearance causes the already restless crowd to break into a panic. Silence! One word from her and the crowd falls into silence. Not a single person dares to move. Their eyes now glued to the witch in front of them. Alcester acts more quickly than I expected, drawing his sword from its sheath and pointing it at her neck. You, what are you doing here? You should be thankful that I let you play king for so long, but I'm afraid playtime is over. That crown belongs to me. Mother faces the crowd with a smile and spreads her arms in a gesture of grandness. And Jill, your queen is back. Mother is even paler than when I last saw her, making the dark circles stand out even more beneath her eyes. She looks worse than Parfait. I won't let you steal my crown, witch. Oh, but I was not the one who stole it in the first place. Alcester grits his teeth and charges toward Mother. Mithros deftly steps in front of her and casts a shield. Alcester slams his sword into an invisible wall. Then, with a wave of Mithros' hand, Alcester is suddenly thrown back. Once again, the crowd becomes restless. I've tolerated you for far too long, human. But right now, you're inconsequential. Sparkling icicle darts appear in midair as Mother raises her hand. They point outward, casting themselves in the direction of the townspeople. She used a spell before, but now there are even more of them. She looks weak, yet she can still manage this much. She can easily destroy this part of town with that spell. I stare at Waltz, eyes wide, then lower my voice into a panicked whisper. I thought she was planning to kill Alcester. Seems like the plans have changed. Farewell, my disloyal subjects. I cannot let her do this. Spacey! I ignore Waltz and quickly run to the center of the crowd, knowing this will be the most effective place to set up a barrier. A strong gust of wind causes my hood to come off. Aww. I stretch out my arms as I concentrate on casting a shield around the entirety of the crowd. Is that the princess? Witch! I do my best to shut out everyone's voices as I push all of my energy toward the palms of my hands, imagining an impenetrable glass arcing in front of us. As soon as I've cast the massive shield, the icicles shatter upon impact, falling away. I wince at the impact, but force myself to stand steady even when I push back. I'll not let you hurt anyone anymore, Mother. The crowd begins to murmur all around us. Ah, so you finally showed up, little one. It's good to see you again, my dear daughter. I knew I'd see some sort of reaction if I opened my speech like this. She did this to draw me out? Now, be a good girl and hand over what's rightfully mine. You won't get away with this, witch! Alcester is once again back on his feet, his sword poised and ready to strike. He cannot defeat Mother with a mere sword. Mother looks at Alcester, a wide grin slowly parting her lips. But I already have. Mother flicks her hand and a silver light begins to gather in her palm. I recognize that spell. As much as I hate Alcester for what he's done to this kingdom, I cannot just stand idly by as she summons a spell to kill him. I push myself forward, running towards Alcester. Alcester, run! But I'm too late. A second later, a sword of light appears and impales Alcester right through his chest. No! This time the crowd finally begins to disperse. People begin to push past each other, screaming and crying. Most of them are almost at the edges of the plaza before Mother casts another spell, creating a barrier to lock everyone inside. A strange wave of energy pulsates through my body, making me stumble. That's right. Feed me your fear. People's negative energy is fueling the tenebrarum. My eyes shift toward Mother, whose grin is deranged, inhumanly wide. A shiver runs down my spine. Mother, stop this madness! In my moment of hesitation, Waltz rushes forward to cast a spell. Purple spikes run toward Mother, but she does nothing to stop them. Mithros effortlessly stands in front of her, casting a shield. The force of Waltz's spell sends him stumbling backwards. I hear his shield crack. Mithros tries to keep it up, but ends up succumbing to the force of Waltz's spell. Eventually, the glass shatters and the spikes force their way through. One of them impales Mithros through the chest. Yes! I hope he dies. Sorry, Waltz. I'm sorry that you had to kill someone, but Mithros deserved to go down because he's helping her, so. And she can't do magic without Mithros, so. Bitch. I mean, she can, but not as good. Right. Mother glances at Waltz, her lips pulled into a pleased smile. Impressive. You can still use your magic even after having been separated from it for so long. I expected no less from my superior apprentice. Mother turns to Mithros and raises her eyebrows slowly. You're still a disappointment, Myth. My queen! These are the last words he can manage before he stops speaking. Father! Fritz's voice echoes through the suddenly silent plaza. He rushes toward Alcester, who has managed to walk a good distance away from Mother before he collapses to the ground. Soon Fritz is kneeling right beside Alcester's bloody body. Jurian and Garland are right behind him. I'm about to walk over to them, but Karma holds my arm and pulls me back. Don't. But you don't want to set your eyes on such a grisly sight up close, Princess. Mother watches Fritz and the two knights approach with disinterest. This is his fate for trying to steal what's rightfully mine. Alcester brings his hand to his mouth and coughs. I can see blood on his hands. Father's last moments flash through my head, but I will the memory away as Mother turns her gaze on me. No, keep that memory in your head as you fucking electrocute the bitch. Mother surveys me with a warm smile. She holds out her hand and beckons me over. Join me, Spacey. We were meant to rule this kingdom hand in hand from the start. These humans don't deserve your protection. They deserve to suffer after everything they've done to our kind. I shake my head. I'd rather die than join you. What? Ungrateful brat! This is how you repay everything I've done for you? You've done nothing for me. Very well. If you wish for death, I shall give it to you. Once I'm done with you, I'll destroy this kingdom and start anew. It'll be a kingdom for the witches and I. I'll not let you do that. Mother is taken by surprise when another purple spike suddenly pushes through the ground toward her. She steps back, avoiding the brunt of the attack, but her arm is still grazed. Blood oozes from a newly opened gash. Waltz! You'll have to get through me first. You can't stop me, traitor! Mother extends her hands, and in a mere moment, lightning has suddenly appeared and is winding its way up Waltz's body. No! Run to Waltz. I rush toward him. Let him go! Spacey, no. It's not safe. Mother, please don't hurt him. Mother looks at me and then to Waltz. Her lips slowly curl into a wicked grin. So this is what your relationship has become. My heart is in my throat as I draw closer to where they are. Let him go. I'll do anything. Just let him go. That's the last choice we had to make in this chapter. Anything? Mother's voice is terrible and sweet, her tone filled with poison. I can't bring myself to look at her. Instead, I keep my eyes firmly focused on Waltz. When Waltz speaks my name, it's in the softest voice that I've come to love so dearly. Spacey. If you wish so much to save him, then you must return what you've taken from me. The Crystallum Tenebrarum. And then you'll become my sweet, obedient daughter once more. Only then will I let Waltz go. Waltz's eyes begin to dim, and I can see the hope draining out of him. I'm sorry, Waltz, but I can't lose you too. You know where to find me, Spacey. The longer you keep me waiting, the longer he suffers. Fuck. There's a blinding flash of light, and then Mother and Waltz are both gone. No! A dull ache begins to spread through my chest. Again. I wasn't able to do anything again. Why am I so weak? Suddenly I feel Jurian's hand on my shoulder. I turn to look at her. She stares at me solemnly for a few moments before her expression breaks and she shakes her head. Don't blame yourself for this. There's nothing you could have done. I have to save him. Jurian looks through me and I follow her gaze. People are starting to back away, their expression a mixture of fear and anger. This is exactly like 4 years ago. What should we do now? That witch just killed the new king! Everyone, it's best for you all to go home and stay there where you'll be safe. And wait! And what? Wait until that witch kills us? One woman points an accusing finger at me. Her fear is palpable. That murderer is a witch as well! She's exactly like her mother! A wicked witch! The people begin to curse me. I stand quietly and listen to their insults. I can't blame them for thinking this way. Yeah, but didn't they not see you defend them? What a bunch of assholes. Karma moves to stand beside Jurian, and the two of them shield me from the angry masses. I doubt any of these people will listen to anything I have to say. Stop! A familiar man walks toward us with a gentle smile. You're... Yes, you remember me. You helped make my daughter happy on her special day with your gift. I'm surprised when both he and his wife come to stand beside me. What are you doing? I can finally properly repay you for what you've done. The man smiles at me before turning his attention to the crowd. We won't let you hurt the princess. Rumors may spread about her being a cold and wicked person, but those rumors are false. I know the truth. She's truly a kind person. She just protected us from the evil queen. Have you no shame? The angry shouting begins to fade into hushed accusations and aggressive whispering. Bird, what are you doing? You're being fucking weird. That's right! We won't let you hurt Big Sister! These are the children that Waltz and I played with. The ones that watched his shows. The children stand on my other side. Big Sister is a good person and we won't let you hurt her! I can only stare in shock at everyone around me. My vision blurs as tears come to my eyes. I quickly wipe them away with the back of my hand. Everyone... A simple act of kindness can go a long way, can't it? These people believe in me. That's why I have to live up to their hopes. I take a deep breath and start walking forward. Jurian grabs my hand, her brow creasing with worry, but I shake my head at her smile. I shake my head at her and smile. I can read, I swear to God. I'll be okay. Jurian looks at me for a few moments before she finally releases me. Now that I'm directly in front of everyone, the area is quieted. I close my eyes and take another deep breath. Slowly, I get down on one knee before them. I'm so sorry. The crowd begins to murmur again. I can hear more than a few stifled gasps. Princess, you shouldn't... I raise a hand to silence Jurian. I once again look to the townspeople. I know my words are meaningless, but I still want to apologize for everything my mother has done, and also to the people I've hurt. I was blind and naive, ignoring the fear and anxiety of so many people. But I've grown since then, and now I see with clear eyes the hatred you have for my mother and for me. The crowd remains silent, so I continue. King Gennaro was killed by my mother, and I was not strong enough to save him. So yes, you are correct. I am the reason he's dead now. But I made a promise to him, and I intend to keep it. I'll protect Angeal in his stead, and I hope that all of you will give me a chance to prove myself worthy as your princess and your future queen. I promise I'll make things right again, no matter what it takes. I bow my head once again before standing. I then turn to Jurian and Karma. I notice that Fritz and Garland are absent, and that Alcester is nowhere to be seen. Where are Garland and Fritz? They took Alcester's body away from all of this. Body? You mean... He's passed. A heaviness begins to sink into my chest. Bloodshed will only beget more bloodshed. This is why I cannot let anyone die anymore. Please do your best, big sister. I'm pulled out of my reverie by the voice of one of the little boys. Let's play together again when you come back. I stare at their smiling faces with bleary eyes. I don't even know if I'll live through this, but I don't have the heart to ruin their optimism. I'd like that. I need them to keep hoping for a better tomorrow, so they'll be strong enough to stand on their own feet if they must face the whole world. If they must face the whole world. Hold on. I had a sip to drink, and it just, went down the wrong way, and it's like... my throat is, it's got that weird scratchiness in it. It's like, ugh. Jurian, tell Delore and Parfait what happened when they come back to the Marchen. What are you planning to do? Under no circumstances are you to go to that witch alone, am I clear? Waltz would not want you to sacrifice yourself for him. I step back and smile at her and Karma. I apologize for this. I back away toward the palace, putting as much distance as I can between me and the crowd, the platform, Karma, and Jurian. Then, as swiftly as I can, I hold up my hands to catch a large, dome-shaped shield around the palace and I. The energy is falling away from me even as I cast the spell, only to be replaced by new energy. The Tenebrarum is gaining power. No! Jurian rushes toward the shield and places her hands on it. She calls my name, but I only shake my head at her. Princess Spacey, don't be so foolish. No, I refuse to let anyone die. I can't manage the shield for an hour. I can manage the shield for an hour. That should be enough time to save Waltz and end this for good. I offer one last smile before I turn and rush through the palace gates. Jurian and Karma continue to call my name, but to no avail. Sorry, everyone, but this is something that I must do on my own. This is the only way I can protect you all. I expected resistance when I entered the palace, but to my surprise, there's no one here. Not a single soul. Everyone must have evacuated when Mother appeared outside. The stagnant air around me is suffocating. The night air is quiet and cold as death. My footsteps are very loud in the emptiness of the palace. If I give my powers to her voluntarily, will I die? This thought has haunted me since I first entered the palace. All too soon the doors to the throne room are before me. I pause in front of them, suddenly feeling anxious. There must be something else I can do besides submit to Mother. I need to find a way to protect Waltz and save Angeal from her. I clasp my hands together in a silent prayer. Father, please guide me. I take a deep breath and with renewed determination, push open the doors. Oh, the brightest star. Oh, that's us! We're the brightest little star. When I enter the room, Mother is the first person I see. She's sitting so regally on the throne, but as I draw closer, I notice how pale she's become since I last saw her. Also, if you think about it, like, the second star to the right and straight on, you find the brightest star, and this is the second star to the right and straight on till morning. Go to Neverland or whatever. The brightest star is like, the star to find Neverland. So, like, ties in. It's kind of good. Anyway. My gaze shifts to Waltz, who's kneeling beside her like a loyal servant, a rope of light binding him in place. Waltz! Spacey, you shouldn't have come here. Mother flicks her wrist, tightening Waltz's bounds. Hush now. My mind is racing as I desperately try to conjure a plan. If Waltz is yet to escape, it must be because his bindings are stopping him from using his magic. If I can just break Mother's concentration, perhaps I can free him. But how do I do that? A terrible pain travels through my chest and makes my heart throb. Put a hand on my chest and grimace. Feels as if some part of me has suddenly been severed. This feeling... Could it be that the shield I built around the palace has been destroyed? Oh, it seems like we have visitors. Visitors? The door flies open and Parfait suddenly walks in, face stern. Dolores strides in beside her. Why are you here? Everyone outside is safe. Garland, Jureen, and Karma are doing their best to evacuate them to their homes. They'll be safer there. And then there's you. You did a very foolish thing striding in here on your own. How sad. I had expected there to be more reinforcements, but it's just you two. We don't need an army to stop you, Hildir. Mother's lips curl into a tight frown. Bold words. But might I remind you that I'm the one with the hostage? If I see any of you move a finger, I'll end this boy's life. Mother turns to me once again and snickers. And I'm pretty sure my daughter here wouldn't like that. Would you, love? My eyes meet Waltz's. He shakes his head at me, eyes gleaming with insistence. No doubt he'd want me to put myself over him, but I came here to save him. No matter how much I try to think myself out of this, it seems impossible. In the end, I'm still weak. I'm still useless. Now, where were we? Spacey, don't do what she says. The rest of Dolores' words become muffled when Mother flicks her wrist and causes a glass wall to rise between us. Hildir! Dolores' voice sounds as if it's echoing from far away. Quiet. Parfait holds up her hand and magic begins to sparkle at her fingertips. Before she can form any sort of spell, Mother twirls her fingers and tightens Waltz's magic bindings. Waltz cries out in pain as he collapses to the floor. Waltz cries out in pain as he collapses to the floor. I swear I can fucking read! Waltz! Hildir, please stop this! Parfait approaches the glass wall and places a palm on top of it. Are you not growing tired of this, Hildir? The humans have already suffered so much for what they've done in the past. Is that not still enough? Humans are fickle creatures, and that's why they can't be trusted. Nothing can ever change how I perceive them anymore, Faye. There's a shadow of sadness on Mother's face, but it's only momentary. I cherished the humans, even respected them, yet they destroyed my kind out of fear of some silly story. If it had not been for that human bard, it would never have come to this. Hans already paid dearly for his mistakes when a witch murdered him. But you know just as well that he was trying to mend his mistakes. Mother stomps her feet on the floor with a scowl, like a fucking toddler. His death has changed nothing. Hildir. Silence, Faye. You'll never understand the feelings of being feared and hated. Mother turns to me again, her eyes cold. Now, are you ready to return what's rightfully mine, Spacey? I look at Parfait and Delora, then at Waltz. I cannot give my powers back to Mother, not when I know what she'll do when she's the Tenebrarum bearer again. But I can't let her kill Waltz either. If these fools here had not changed you, I would have had no qualms about letting you remain the Tenebrarum bearer. I raised you to be the perfect queen. All that I did to prepare you for the crown. Mother knows best. Mother, that's it. If I can pretend that I'm on her side, maybe I can buy enough time to save Waltz. Maybe Parfait will come up with an idea. I glance at Waltz. My heart aches when our gazes meet once again. Forgive me, Waltz, but this is the only plan I have right now. I take a deep breath as I face Mother once again. You're right. I should have listened to you. I want to go back to the way we were, Mother. What are you doing? Spacey! I ignore Waltz and Dolores' voices and focus only on Mother. You've always been right, Mother. I remember the disdained looks the people gave me earlier. Even after I saved everyone, they still wished I would die. I was so scared. Yes, now you see. I only wanted to protect you from those cruel humans, my daughter. You kept me away from everyone. I was alone. I'm sorry, Mother. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, but you need to go back to sleep forever. Only then do I realize that I'm crying. Not because I need her forgiveness, but because there's no helping her. The only way to help my mother is to make her disappear. She cannot be saved anymore. I just wanted to be loved and accepted. Mother stands up from the throne and slowly walks toward me, her arms spread. And in my arms you always will be. You will always be. Spacey, the Martian accepted you for who you are. No. You were all forced to accept me because you knew that what would happen if I stayed the way I was. You were afraid that I would end up like Mother. Spacey! You were right. I am like my mother. We're related by blood, after all. You're right, Spacey. You're sweet and perfect and wonderfully obedient, as any daughter ought to be. I was blinded by the Martian's lies once, but now I realize that no one loves me as you do, Mother. Spacey. The pain in Waltz's voice is unbearable, but I don't look at him. I don't flinch away when Mother stops in front of me and wraps her arms around me. Gone is the warmth I thought I felt whenever she hugged me. Right now, Mother's embrace is cold as ice. Will you still accept me, Mother? Of course, Spacey. When Mother pulls back, the smile on her face is bright and beautiful. This is how I remember her, filled with love for me. I knew you would return to me. There's so many things I've planned for the two of us, but you need to prove yourself worthy of my love and trust once more. What? Mother's eyes gleam. Prove to me that you choose me, my darling. Mother turns around and gestures to Waltz. Kill the traitor. Do your fucking electric power. Just shoot her instead and be like, oh, I would never fucking kill you, dude. I love you so much. My heart sinks. This wasn't part of the plan. What should I do now? I know that one offensive spell, but I don't want to hurt Waltz. But you haven't perfected it yet. But what you can do is enough to hurt and paralyze your enemy for a short time. I can pretend to cast it on Waltz and direct it at Mother. Waltz told me before that it was impossible to cast two shields at the same time. Mother already has one shield up, so she can't cast another shield on herself unless she dispels the first. But with the two of us being so close, I'm likely to hurt myself as well. I close my eyes, mind set. This is not the time to worry about myself. I just have to hope that this opening is big enough to give everyone the opportunity that they need. For you, Mother, I'll do anything. I extend my hands and allow the energy to gather in my fingertips. Impressive that you were able to learn this deadly and painful magic in such a short span of time. This spell will be a befitting end for the traitor. Spacey, don't! Parfait attempts to break down the glass wall separating us with a spell, but it only cracks the surface. By the time you destroy that wall, it'll be too late, Faye. You can't do this, Spacey. Dolores now joined Parfait in trying to destroy the wall that Mother has built. I ignore them and focus back on my spell until I feel the familiar current of energy pulsing in my arms. It's ready. Now say goodbye to that traitor. Goodbye. I held out my hands to Mother just as I release the energy. Mother. I don't give Mother any time to react. The electricity crackles in the air just as the spell makes contact with her body. Because we're so close to each other, I too feel the impact of the electricity as it trickles through me. I collapse on the ground, tears in my eyes. It hurts so much. Spacey! How could you do this, Spacey? I blink away my tears to see Mother lying on the floor opposite me. Her face is filled with rage as she looks at me. Out of the corner of my eyes, I notice that the glass wall has disappeared and Waltz is already on his way toward me. The bindings made of lead are gone. Waltz lifts me up and then moves to one of the corners of the room. A sensation of pain spreading through my body is like being prickled with hundreds of needles. Waltz tucks my hair back, his features creased with worry. Parfait walks to where Mother is and casts a binding spell around her while Delora rushes to my side. That was a dangerous stunt you pulled, Spacey. It was the only thing I could think of. I blink away tears as I feel another fit of pain. This is all I could manage. Spacey, hang in there. I look at Parfait with pleading eyes. Parfait, please end this. Please save Mother from herself. Parfait slowly stands and walks toward Mother. I was the only one who truly loved you, Spacey. Yet you did this to me. Do you really think these fools cared about you as much as I did? No, you're wrong. I had people who loved me, but you took them away from me. I refuse to let you steal any more of them. Parfait stretches out her hand. Her whole body begins to emit a soft glow. I wish it didn't have to end this way, Hildear. You're making a big mistake protecting the humans who destroyed my kind, Faye. You're no different than those humans, Hildear. Violence doesn't beget more violence. I can feel the tears on my cheeks as I look at Mother's still form. Spacey, you don't have to see this. But Waltz puts a hands over my eyes, blinding me. You've already seen enough darkness. I can feel an explosion of energy around me. A chilling current runs through the air, carrying Mother's scream to my ears. A soft energy begins to flow through my body. Mother's power for the Tenebrarum. Mother is gone. When Waltz draws his hand away, I'm able to glance at where Mother was just moments ago. There's nothing but specks of silver dust. Parfait stands over the ashes, crying. I'm so sorry. Another shockwave of pain courses through my body. This time I feel it attack my consciousness. I feel myself fading away. Spacey, let me sleep just for a little while. One day, you'll become a queen, my love. Just like Mother? Yes, just like me. Will you be there when I become queen? Of course. I'll always be by your side. Forever? Forever. I love you, Mother. It's terrible because your mother's a bitch. I love you too, Spacey. That's supposed to be like, oh, that's so touching and sad. No, it's not. Your mother was a bitch. I mean, she probably did love you because you were a child, but she's evil, so. When I open my eyes, the first thing I see is Waltz. He's leaning over me, anxiety clearly etched into his face. Waltz. Thank goodness you're finally awake. I slowly inspect my surroundings, only to realize that I'm back in my old room with the Martienne. I try to remember how I got here, but my memories are hazy. What happened? I passed out and have been sleeping for 3 days. 3 days? I push myself up on the bed and wince. My body is unusually heavy. Waltz places his hands on my shoulders and gently eases me back onto the pillows. You're still weak. You need to rest more. I close my eyes and try to remember what happened. That's right. I was trying to save Waltz from Mother. Parfait and Delora came to save us, and then... Is it over? I open my eyes and stare at Waltz. Right? Oh, it is over. Right. Waltz reaches for my hand, smiling as he gently squeezes it. Yes. My vision blurs as tears begin to sting my eyes. I hope Mother is in a better place now. A place where she doesn't have to suffer anymore. Waltz leans over and kisses my forehead. I'm sure she is. Waltz begins to fill me in on the details of everything that transpired after I passed out. Alcester was officially declared dead. First there was a commotion as the people considered what Mother would do now that she wore the crown. Their worries only stopped when they found out Mother was truly gone. Fritz was locked up on account of being a possible danger to everyone. Everyone has been waiting for a verdict for me to decide what to do with him. I fall asleep not long after Waltz's explanation. Poor Fritz! He's not a danger to anyone. He was cursed. You need to break his curse and then it'll be fine. Break his curse, Spacey, and then he'll be fine, and you'll be fine, and everyone will be fine, and they'll be fine. When I open my eyes again, I'm alone in my room. No, Waltz, don't leave me. I shiver as I sit up, head foggy. I rub my hands over my arms in an attempt to will away some of the cold. Something feels off. I slowly step out of bed and begin to head for the door, but before I even lay my hand on the knob, the door opens on its own.
Oh, you're finally awake.
Parfait.
I don't think you should be up and about right now. You should still be resting.
Parfait leads me back to bed.
How are you feeling?
I look at Parfait's face and realize how paper white her skin has become. The circles under her eyes are even darker than they were before. Tired, but I'll be fine. But you don't look well.
I'll be fine. I wanted to talk to you today if you're feeling up to listening.
What is this all about?
I wanted to apologize for forcing you to shoulder the heavy burden caused by our mistakes, both Hildir's and mine. Back then, I didn't have the heart to stop Hildir. If I had only defeated her then, none of this would have happened.
Parfait reaches out and cups my face in her hands.
Your dedication and kindness saved us all, Spacey. The future will be brighter with you as the Tenebrarum's bearer.
But what if I become corrupted by the darkness? What if... Parfait places a finger on my lips and smiles.
No, you're different, Spacey. Unlike Hildir, you're surrounded by people who love you. Those people are filled with light that will drive away whatever darkness invades your heart. That's why I know that you'll be all right.
Parfait smiles at me gently. It's a beautiful, shining smile, one that glows bright even as I begin to notice that the rest of Parfait's body is fading. Parfait, your body is... Parfait's smile becomes melancholy.
I thought I would start to disappear soon.
Oh God, she really is! Oh! My heart aches as I hold tight to Parfait's arm with shaking hands. What are you saying?
Fairies and witches don't age physically and live longer, but that doesn't mean we're perfectly immortal. The body can only take so much damage before it finally withers away.
But you can't disappear. You said before you had no heir.
Because that's what I wanted everyone to believe. Don't worry, Spacey. When I'm gone, one of my relatives will take over the responsibilities of bearer.
Tears well up in my eyes as I stare at Parfait. I've already lost too many people, Parfait. I can't lose you too. We were going to work together to bring back balance between the crystals. You still have so much to teach me.
I'm sorry, Spacey. I would have loved to stay with you a bit longer, but my time here is up.
Parfait continues to grow more translucent even as my hands slip through her arms. I try to reach for her again, but I can no longer touch her. Parfait!
I already said my farewells to everyone else earlier. You're the last and most important person I must say goodbye to. Thank you for putting everything to rest, Spacey.
Parfait closes her eyes, her lips still curled into a gentle smile even as she begins to fade into pure light. Bye, Parfait! Parfait, no! I reach for her again, but when I pull my hands back, they're covered in golden dust. The gentle dust floats in the air before me where Parfait was moments ago. You're like, now I gotta clean up your body! Gross!
Be strong and be kind, Spacey.
That's the good end? That's so fucking sad! A few days after Parfait's passing, I went back to my training. My goal was to expel everyone's fairy tale curses once and for all. After more than a week of intensive training with Waltz and Delora, I'm able to completely dispel the fairy tale curse from the Crystallum Tenebrarum. Now the fairy tale curse is non-existent. Get away, Nat. It cannot be cast again in Angeal. This is only the first step I take. This is only one of the first steps I take in dismantling all of the damage Mother has done, but it is a step forward. And now, with that done, I feel it's time to return to the palace. As the only blood heir to the throne, I have a responsibility to uphold and a promise to fulfill. Ophelia, Rod, and Emmeline returned to the palace a couple of days ago. Durin and Garland went with them so they could act as security. Fritz has been pardoned and now resumes his duties at the palace, only he's no longer my personal knight. I opted to stay behind so I could spend one last day with everyone in the tavern. Now as I stand here in the tavern, I realize how many friends I have made over the last few months. I never thought it would be so sad to part from all these people, but now that everything's back to normal, we have no reason to stay in the Marchand together day in and out. Anise, are you sure you don't want to try working in the palace again? You would make a wonderful royal chef.
Thank you so much for the offer, Princess. But as much as I love to cook, I think I prefer more working with medicine. And I'd like to train under Chevalier so I can one day become a doctor.
I look at Rumpel, Chevalier, as he flashes a smile at me. When his curse was dispelled, he remembered his real name, Chevalier. It had been difficult to get used to it. Not only that, but his personality has mellowed somewhat. Take good care of Anise. But of course. And I hope next time we meet you'll not try to flirt with me. Chevalier snorts and crosses his arms, but I see a hint of mischief as he smiles. I'll try my best, though I make no promises. That would be the best, though. For having to be like, well, hello, my queen. Wink at you, and you're like, stop it. Stop it, you cad. And Waltz is like, God damn it, don't flirt with my fucking woman. And then Karma runs up like, hello, darling, are you in love with me? I'm gorgeous. And you're like, you don't have a spell on you, but I'm still gorgeous. Yes, you are. And Waltz is like, fuck you guys. I roll my eyes at him and he responds with an easy laugh. I too am soon laughing along with him. Ah, a laughing princess. What a sight for sore eyes. This will definitely take some getting used to. Oh, I miss you, Karma. I do love him so much. I scowl at him. Seeing you in men's clothing will take some getting used to as well. Well, try your best not to fall for my handsome face. Right. So what are you planning to do? I think it's funny, though, because she was never, even though she saw him in men's clothes, she's like, huh. Karma's not wearing a dress. All right. She never fell for him. It's pretty funny. I wonder if it's because she's cursed so she can see through his curse so it doesn't affect her. Like, you know what I mean? But it didn't seem to matter because any of the other women, well, it's true. The other women in the tavern, he was always in drag, right? So I love fucking Karma. I want to make a sim out of Karma. Just like Karma and Karma. Miss Karma and Mr. Karma. Like, I just love it. It'd be great. Like, literally, like, he would have to be wearing a dress and a couple of his outfits. Like, I'm so gonna do it. Like, so what are you planning to do? Karma looks away and rubs the back of his neck. Well, I'll go back to my kingdom and hope that I don't find my name on a gravestone. Either way, I have a lot of explaining to do. Delora, where will you go now? Well, for starters, I plan on taking all the good witches I know who are still talking to all the good witches I know who are still in hiding. I'm sure they'll be happy to know they can finally come back to Angeal. They'll be even happier to know we have a capable bearer. Bearer? My heart sinks as I remember Parfait. If she were still here, she would be talking about how we both need to do our best to maintain the balance between the crystals. What if I fail at being a capable bearer? Impossible, especially with Waltz there by your side. Oh, but speaking of which, where is Waltz? All of us glanced around at the circle. He left so quietly none of us had even realized. I'll go look for him. I moved first to the forest, feeling that he might be in there seeking some kind of quiet solace. Sure enough, I find him there staring up at the sky with his eyes full of melancholy. Waltz? Oh. Hi there, little star. Are we leaving now? We'll be leaving soon. You suddenly disappeared, so I came to look for you. Waltz's lips tug into a smile, tinged with sadness. Sorry, I just thought the sky was so clear today. I had to come out and marvel at it. It's not a very convincing lie. Waltz looks up again, his smile slipping. Waltz, are you all right? Really all right? I'm a little sad. Sad? Hildur killed my family when I was still young. I've been yearning to be part of a family again ever since then. When we became friends so long ago, you were the closest thing to family that I had. When we were pulled apart, I met Lady Parfait and was accepted at the Marchen. Now that it's time to leave everyone, I realize how sad I am. I've lived here since I was first cursed. Everyone in the Marchen has become my family. I move to stand beside him, then reach out to take his hand. His fingers weave their way through mine. I owe Lady Parfait so much. She gave me a family and reunited us. I owe her a lot, too. Waltz turns to me and smiles. Sorry if I worried you. Should we go back to the palace now? The palace? Not before you say your own goodbyes. I was planning on it. I just had to compose myself out here first. Compose? It's hard to imagine Waltz in tears. Well then, we'll say our goodbyes and then you can open one of your portals. How about we walk to the palace? I shrink back at his suggestion. You know how much the townspeople despise me? I know it's important that I build a relationship with them before I become their new queen, but I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Waltz's smile is reassuring. Oh, but I have something important to show you in town. Something important? You'll see when we get there. But Waltz brings my hand to his lips and kisses my knuckles. I'll be by your side, little star, so there's nothing to fear. I stare at Waltz for a few moments before finally nodding my head, and everybody loves Waltz, and then he's like, by the way, I'm a witch, and they're like, we don't care, you're cool. But that bitch, nah. Like, just kidding. They love me. We're gonna go into town and they're gonna be like, yay, you're okay. We'll give you a second chance. Okay. We return to the Marchand temporarily to say our final farewells. After that, Waltz and I walk into town in silence. I'm in awe as we enter the plaza. I notice immediately that something is different. There are lily decorations hanging all around the square and through the streets. I wonder why all these lilies are here. The people in the immediate vicinity turn to look at me, their conversation going silent as they notice me. It is as I thought. Of course they still fear me.
Big sister!
I turn at the sound of the voice and notice one of the little girls that I played with once before running toward us. She almost makes it to us before a woman I assume to be her mother pulls her back. I'm surprised when the mother hands her daughter a bouquet of lilies and whispers something to her before releasing her. The little girl nods before running up to me. Oh my god, so cute. I bend down so that we're eye level, and I'm shocked when she suddenly throws her arms around my neck.
Thank you, big sister!
The girl pulls back and hands me the bouquet of lilies.
My mama says to thank you as well.
I stare at her, still baffled, before glancing at her mother. The woman nods to me, then dips into a soft bow. I take the bouquet from the girl and stand up. I can only stare on, still shocked, as more townspeople approach me with lilies in their hands. Waltz, what's going on? This is what I wanted to show you. Huh? The townspeople have been planning this for days. They asked me to make sure that you pass through the town on this day so that they could give you their message. Message? I turn back to the people gathered around me and notice that they're all still holding the flowers with bright smiles on their faces. The silence is gone, replaced by excited chattering and bright laughter. On the count of 3! He starts counting. At the end of the countdown, the townsfolk throw their flowers up in the air. Oh my god, that's so cute! The delicate petals flutter down on Waltz and I, showering us in a gentle color. Then all at once they begin to say the same phrase, their voices mingling to create the most harmonious and overwhelming greeting I've ever received. Thank you! You risked your life to save us all despite how we treated you. We misjudged you, your highness. Please forgive us. We knew we had to give you a grand thank you for all you'd done for us, so we planned this. So the lily decorations. They're a celebration of you, the soon-to-be queen. I feel tears gathering in my eyes, and I quickly wipe them away with the back of my hand. But there's nothing to apologize for. I was the one at fault. We judged you harshly, and we had no right to. The past doesn't matter anymore. We've all decided to change for the better. From now on, you have our full cooperation. Just as we helped the previous king, so too shall we help you, your highness. Everyone, thank you. I'll do my best to continue the reign of peace my father started. The people's eyes are filled with hope as they hand over lily bouquets. My hands are quickly filled, and Waltz ends up having to take the majority of them. How fucking adorable. This path really is the best. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still adore fucking Karma, but this really was the best path. I mean, we're not done yet, but still. We continue toward the palace, the crowd cheering behind us. Ah! Look at that! Oh, look at that! That's beautiful! Aww. It's been 2 months since I returned to the palace. Since then, I've been working non-stop so that I can better familiarize myself with running a kingdom. I've been studying day and night, trying to broaden my knowledge of the kingdom. I've had help from many people, and I've come a long way. Today I was officially crowned the new Queen of Angeal. My determination has only grown since then. I've been trying to take my responsibilities as seriously as I possibly can. But for the time being, I have space to breathe. A dinner celebration has been planned for tonight, and I'm on my way to my room to prepare. Everyone will be there. I can't wait to see them again. Spacey! I turn to see Emmeline running toward me. I notice that Rod is trailing behind her. What's the matter? You seem to be in a hurry.
What's the matter? The party's in a few hours and you're still not dressed.
This really isn't so dire a circumstance. It's been months, but it's still so strange to hear Rod's voice actually coming from his own mouth.
Please calm down, Emmeline.
Even though Rod has his voice back, he still keeps Sebby with him. I fucking love Sebby! The stuffed rabbit sometimes throws in little comments here and there.
But it is! This event is very important!
It'll not take me 2 hours to prepare, Emmeline.
But it might! You're the queen now, and you must look regal tonight!
I raise an eyebrow at her. 2 hours is a little excessive, and I'm not planning to do anything overly special tonight.
But don't you want to at least look pretty for Waltz?
What are you talking about?
Mother and I want to make you shine so bright Waltz won't be able to take his eyes off of you.
I could be in a barrel and he probably wouldn't. I was going to say I could be naked, but then obviously there's reasons for that. And it's not because I look great, it's because I'm naked. But I mean, you could literally be wearing a paper sack and he'd be like, "You're so beautiful. You're the most beautiful person in this room." And you're like, "I'm wearing a fucking sack." Like, Emmeline,
I won't take no for an answer this time.
She turns to Rod with a mischievous grin.
We'll be done soon. I'll see you later, Rod.
Without waiting for my reply, Emmeline grabs my hand and pulls me into my room. This is the room of the queen. And with that, I'm done. I can't believe it took so long just to put on makeup. I didn't think making myself up like this would be enjoyable, but doing this with Ophelia and Emmeline was fun.
You look so beautiful, Spacey. You really do look the part of a queen.
Isn't this too much? Not at all. You should take pride in doing yourself up like this sometimes. You have a lovely face, Spacey. If you insist.
Now that we've helped you, we need to help ourselves. The celebration is just around the corner.
We'll see you later, dear. Ophelia, Em? They both stop right in front of the door. Thank you. For everything. Of course. This is what families do, Spacey. The two smile at me one last time before they exit the room. So it's really kind of cute because she's the queen and she can be like, "Well, you're look. You're my stepmom and my step siblings," but she doesn't have to keep them in the damn house. I mean, I don't know, maybe there are things that like, hey, well, she could be a bitch and be like, "The fuck out of my house and go back to your normal life." But obviously she's not going to because we're nice. But I like that. I like that touch where she's like, "No, you're still royal family. Like, you may not be the queen anymore, Ophelia, and you're my stepmom, but it's nice to have you guys here. Like, it's cool. Royal family. The palace has plenty of motherfucking room. We could invite all of our Martian friends to the fucking palace with us. You look like a drowned rat bird." He took a tubbies before. I stand up and head for the balcony. The cool air is refreshing on my skin. Father, if you had also been here, tonight would have been perfect. Spacey, come in. Oh God, Waltz, you showed up dressed like that. I get dressed up in a ball gown, and you come in here looking like, well, don't get me wrong, you're sexy as shit, but could you have at least dressed up a little bit for this? They wouldn't have done that. They wouldn't have given him like a new. But it would have been nice. I was really expecting like, oh, is he going to be all dressed up? I've come to let you know that everyone has arrived early. Waltz comes to an abrupt stop when he sees me. He openly stares at me, mouth slightly open in awe. My face warms up. What? Waltz turns his face away, his face deep red. You look beautiful tonight. Thank you. A gentle smile forms on Waltz's lips as he approaches. He's like, he's gonna fuck up my lipstick. I just want to mess up that lipstick so bad. He stops in front of me, gently tracing my cheek with one of his fingers. His touch leaves a trail of warmth on my cool skin. My star is shining brighter tonight. Waltz holds out his hand. May I have this dance, my lady? I can't help but giggle as I place my hand in his. I know, I almost giggled. Before the dance even starts, Waltz has suddenly wrapped an arm around my waist. He tilts me downward with a smile. Ah! Look at our pretty dress. I love it. Oh, this is so cute. Waltz. Waltz draws closer to me, his lips pulling up into a mischievous smile. I'm lucky to be the first man to see you tonight, but I don't like the idea of other men seeing you as you are. I'm going to be awfully jealous. I give him a teasing smile. Are you worried that someone will take me away from you? Not really. Should I be? You know my feelings for you will never change. And you know that I'll always love you, no matter what. The two of us are frozen in time. I feel I could stand here looking into Waltz's eyes like this forever. Burr is being so weird. I love you, Spacey. I love you too, Waltz. Ah. So beautiful. So I think what we'll do is we're gonna do. Obviously, there's no music on the ending. I'm sorry, because all the but so we'll watch our little end credit thing. Oh, look at cute little baby wolf. Like, aw. I love the puppet one. It's kind of funny. It's like, let me tell you a puppet story, and you're like, okay. What we'll probably do is we'll skip through and we'll do the bad ending in the next part. So that's really sad because now we're going to end this game on a bad ending. We really won't though, because we're going to look at all the CGs, the Waltz CGs and everything after. So we'll end on Waltz's beautiful goddamn fucking face. Because we're watching them now. We're just going to wait for this to go, and then this will be the end of this part. Instead of starting and just doing a few minutes of skipping, we'll just do the whole bad ending in the next part, because it'll probably be like, I love that. Oh my god, it's so cute. Oh, Waltz. Ah, that's our NCG right there. We're just going to stare at that face. Oh, that one's so pretty too. Oh. Our future king. This game has been really fucking good. I love it. I really do. So yay. So good. I know it's not like it's over, but it's almost over. Like we have one more part to go, and then that will be the last part. So, wow, yay, perfect ending. Oh, interesting. Okay, wait, hold on. What? No, 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 no. I didn't read. No, no, no. Okay, well, I guess you got to read this yourself, guys, because it's going too fast. Like, I didn't realize I was going to start to read it for you, and so I guess you're going to have to read it your fucking selves. I wonder if we can read that scene over, because that's really annoying. Sorry. Like, it just starts doing it like, hello, no. I'm supposed to click through this. Why are you auto doing it? That's annoying. Well, you guys are capable of reading that yourselves. I mean, that just sucks, but. Oh, but what happens after happily ever after? What does? Are you ready to go, Spacey? I'm coming. Ah! Sorry for keeping you waiting. Now, shall we go? I think it's auto doing it on its own. I hate that. Don't do that. That's annoying. That doesn't answer what happens after happily ever after. Fan disc version of the game? Come on. Where we just have like a chapter where we like, I don't care. I don't even care. That would be great. I wonder if we can. Look at all of our preciouses. Yeah, we can't. I guess we can't replay that ending. So sorry that I couldn't read that fast enough. But I didn't realize it was going to auto skip. Like that's annoying. Like I don't like that. Like let me, because like what if you weren't paying attention? You're like, oh, it's wait. You can't stop and go back and read it. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't give you the chance. So sorry, you guys can go back and kind of just read the little end thing there. But yeah, so in the next part, what we'll do is we'll go through, we'll do the skipping, we'll choose the opposite answers, the wrong answers to get the bad ending, and then we'll get the bad ending, and that's what we'll do, and then we'll go through the CGs. So one more part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.